you started already, Vanessa?
Yes.
Oh, I'll send you a text.
Okay. All right, so we are good to go. Perfect. I gotta go to the board docs one. Okay. Here we go. Okay, everyone. Today is Monday, July 6th, and this is a regular session of the school board of the school trustees of the school city of East Chicago. The time is now 6:09 p.m. The place, we are via live stream, and we can be found on the East Chicago or the school city of East Chicago website. We do have notice at the school building, which is at 1401 East 144th Street in East Chicago, Indiana, 46312. This is a meeting of the school board for the purpose of conducting the school corporation's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. Can we please have roll call? Rhonda.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Present.
Trustee Jones,
Present.
Trustee Williams,
Present.
Trustee Smith,
Present.
Chairman Hernandez Orange.
Present. The next item is a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
to
to the flag
of the
of the
United States of America
and
and
to the
republic for which
for
it
which it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation, under
under
God,
God, indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
The first item we have for business meeting is approval of distribution of payroll. Can I please
Madam
have a
Pres-
motion?
Madam President, make a motion to approve.
Trustee Rodriguez
distribution of
makes a
payroll.
motion for approval.
A second.
Trustee Jones seconds the motion. Any questions? Rhonda, roll call, please.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Yes.
Trustee Jones,
Yes.
Trustee Williams,
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Hernandez Orange.
Yes. Item number 2, approval of claim dockets. What is the pleasure of the board?
Madam President, I move to approve.
Trustee Rodriguez moves to approve the claim dockets.
Second.
Trustee Smith seconds the motion. Any questions? Run the roll call, please.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Yes.
Trustee Jones,
Yes.
Trustee Williams,
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Hernandez Orange.
Yes. Item number 3, approval of personnel report. What is the pleasure of the board?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve.
Trustee Jones makes a motion for approval.
I'll second his motion.
Trustee Rodriguez seconds his motion. Any questions? I have one question. With all the new people who are coming in, we are background checking, we are, I want to make sure all that's done prior to reviewing as well as the licensing for everyone.
Absolutely. Before we put them on a personal report. Yes.
Okay, so I know we had asked at one point, and I understand you're super bogged down and stressed because of this reopening plan, but I know at one point we had asked to see if they were had certification or not and so forth. I think we discussed that at one point in time.
Yes, we did.
Okay, so just a reminder moving forward.
Yes, it's just one person on the personnel report. They have special provisions with the program. And so I can give you all more information about that, but yes.
Okay,
Madam President, I have a comment about that.
trustee.
Maybe going forward, if certification or background check or whatever it is an ongoing question, maybe we just add that as a field in the personnel report itself. And if it doesn't apply, you can just put NA, but if it does, you can say yes or.
So I know at
or
one
whatever.
point we, I'm sorry, Mr. Harris, we had talked about that at one point, but then it didn't happen. So I just wanted to bring it back up. I know now that everything's kind of getting somewhat back to normal. I just want to throw that out there again. Any questions?
Madam President, just one question.
Trustee
So
Rodriguez.
what we are approving on the personnel report, everyone has their background checks, everybody's clear to go, right? This is for Ms. Wright.
Yes, yes, yes. Everyone has their background check. We do not put anyone on the personnel report if they do not have a background check. In fact, we had one person that was really close, but they hadn't had their background check cleared yet, so they have to wait until the next board meeting.
Any other questions? Round of roll call, please.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Yes,
trustee Jones,
Yes.
trustee Williams,
Yes.
trustee Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Hernandez Orange.
Yes. Item number 4, approval of athletic reentry plan. Superintendent Wright.
Yes, this is, I'm asking for approval of the athletic reentry plan. This is the plan that was developed by our athletic director to ensure the safety of all of our athletes that is aligned to the IHSAA rules.
What is the pleasure of the board?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve.
Trustee Jones makes a motion for approval.
I'll second the motion.
Trustee Rodriguez seconds the motion. Any questions? I did have a question in regards to, and I think I spoke with Jewel in regards to it, and that's with the temperature checks. I don't know if you looked that up, Jewel. I just want to make sure that we're not keeping an actual document of temperature checks, because I don't know if that's even legal to do.
Or what value it has. Yeah, I did look at that, and just for the benefit of everyone, the question is, if there are temperature checks that are being done, are the records of the temperature checks being kept as time goes on? And they really shouldn't be. There's no value in maintaining those records of the temperature checks, because you're consistently doing them. You know, your temperature 2 days ago versus your temperature today. What matters is, are you clear before you participate that day? So keeping that record really doesn't benefit anybody.
And on the actual reentry plan, it just says temperature checks, but from what I'm being told is that she actually told coaches they would have to keep a running log. And again, that's not something that we need to have done. It's just they check the temperatures and that's it.
Right.
I think she wanted a log of who showed up at practice and who was clear to practice, not so much as what the temperature of each player was. So for example, if 10 people showed up, we just need a record of what 10 athletes showed up for practice. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
So if maybe she just was thinking about a compliance report to show that the coach in fact did do a temperature check, then it should just be a check the box thing. You know, so on whatever spreadsheet she's using to keep track, or the coach is using to keep track, just have as one of the fields temperature check, and that way the coach checks off, yes, I checked this person, yes, I checked that person. And they can keep a record of that, as opposed to actually maintaining medical information and now dealing with HIPAA and all the other issues that go along with it. I think if we just simplify it a little bit, it'll help the record keeping concern that we've got.
Hey, Joel,
Yep.
Madam President,
Trustee Rodriguez?
with regards to the temperature check, if an individual, say, for example, is tested higher than normal, what's the ramifications from the athletic department in terms of monitoring the student, or do they still allow the student to play ball, or?
No, they're not able to participate and they need to get cleared with a negative test result at that point.
Mhm.
The other alternative you have, I guess, is you could self-quarantine for 14 days, but there's a better alternative, and that's getting tested and getting cleared. And
In
in
the
fact, I think you'd
plan-
have to anyway. You'd have to get
Yeah,
tested anyway. Yes.
In the plan, it states that you have to have a negative test.
Yep.
Okay, so there is a ramifications with regards to the student, but as far as a liability perspective, in our case, we're basically we're just testing, and we're advising that student that, hey, you're tested high, you can't play today, you need to get checked out.
I think it goes a step further than just saying you can't play today. I think it then requires them to go get tested, and they can't participate again until they get cleared. So
Got it.
now the CDC guidelines don't require us to go quite that far. And that's why I made that comment about you could self-quarantine for 14 days after that if you didn't get tested, because that's past the period. But out of an abundance of caution and to make sure we don't have a liability issue, we make sure if we got a high temperature reading, then you can't come back and participate until you have a negative test result.
Got it.
And then if I'm to interject, I know Monica had showed us the new waivers or that they have to fill out, students have to fill out, and it said something in regards to COVID. And they even asked the questions like, have you been close to somebody who had COVID or et cetera, questions in that tone.
Yeah, the waiver was drafted in a way where it's kind of a questionnaire, and then it's also an informed consent form to say that you understand the inherent risks associated with participating in sports during the pandemic. So it does a little bit of both. We gather some data by asking them questions to see if they've possibly been exposed, and then we make sure that they represent to us that they understand, and appreciate the risk associated with participating.
Now, my only question is, with this plan, it goes from high school through the junior high to the elementary. This is what we're.
Yes, this is the School to the Chicago Athletic Plan, which, by the way, is pretty fluid, because if they come back and we change guidelines, then of course we have to amend the athletic plan. So I want to be clear that it's pretty fluid. This plan is. But I'm asking for approval based on the information that we have as of today, current information and current data on the virus.
Any other questions? Round of roll call, please.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Yes.
trustee Jones,
Yes.
trustee Williams,
Yes.
trustee Smith,
It's like she's frozen. Can we come back to her
Yes,
on that roll call vote?
okay. Chairman
Because she
Hernandez
just-
Orange.
Wait, we just lost her.
Yeah,
Chairman Hernandez Orange.
yes. Item number 5, approval of return to learn reentry plan. Superintendent Wright.
This also is a plan for the fall when our kids return to school. This is a very detailed plan. It explains everything that will be implemented throughout the day for our students. This plan will be made public Monday. We're asking that parents please read the plan. So this plan is just the plan that all the area superintendents collaborated with to make sure that we have a safe environment when our kids return to school in fall.
What is the pleasure of the board?
Madam President, I move to approve the
Trustee
reentry plan.
Rodriguez, Trustee Rodriguez moves to approve return to learn reentry plan.
Second.
Trustee Smith seconds the motion. Any questions? I just have one comment, Ms. Wright. When I was looking at, first off, extreme kudos to you. Again, I go back to when I was on the President's Roundtable with area presidents, school board presidents, and they said how all their superintendents are kind of pulling out their hair trying to come up with this plan, and it's extremely it's hard to appease the teachers, it's hard to appease the parents and continue with learning. And I know you all have been working extremely hard on this, and I thank you guys completely. My only thing is with the communication portion, and just to look into it, you know, the city of East Chicago uses the Nixle app where it's a text message that goes to your phone. And a lot of people who are actually in school, if you have an alert that goes out, they can't really pick up their phone and listen to what's happening. Some people just want to read, write up real quick what's going on. So maybe we look into something like that in regards to a text message that informs parents or whomever on a quicker basis. I don't know if we have that or not.
No, I don't think so. No, it's not hooked up to Skyward. It's not connected to Skyward. Skyward and Nixle don't read each other.
Okay. So
Well,
maybe look into something else.
Right, right. Here's another thing I just want to say about this plan. When I was discussing the preliminary details with the plan, I made sure that I had representatives of the union sit in on the plan. So they have an idea of what the plan looks like, and they had some input on the plan. So the plan for East Chicago was not developed in isolation. So they did have some input in the plan.
Okay. Any other questions? Diane, I know you didn't do the last roll call vote in regards to the athletic reentry plan. You wanted to count your vote on that?
Yes, please. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
Did you want to approve the athletic reentry plan?
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna go into the approval of the return to learn reentry plan. So now we just need the votes. Rhonda, can you please have a roll call? And I think Joe, here he comes back.
Okay. Trustee Rodriguez,
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
So we're doing the approval of the return to learn reentry plan.
Oh, okay, yes, I apologize.
It's okay.
Trustee Jones,
Yes.
Trustee Williams,
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Hernandez Orange.
Yes. Next, we will have the approval of multiple board policies. First would be the approval of first reading of the board policy number 2451, alternative school program. Then we have 4430.01, family and medical leaves of absence. Number 5200, attendance. Number 6152, student fees and charges.
Hello?
Dave, can you give us a second? We're still in our public meeting. I'm gonna put you on mute, okay?
I'm sure. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Mr. Harris, can you just touch base on all the policies, please?
Yes, so all the policies that were included in the board packet are all model, or are the current model policies provided by Neola. The policy committee has been meeting and has been discussing the alternative school program. There's been some discussion about School City of East Chicago developing its own alternative school program going forward. In order to do that, we would need a policy so that the program would obviously be conducted consistent with the board's policy. So today, obviously, this is just first reading. so that we can get the process started. There'll be a more in-depth overview and discussion about all of these policies at the next meeting, but that's the gist of the alternative school program policy. The next one is the family and medical leave absence. Obviously, everyone's familiar with FMLA leave, and that's for the purpose of having excused absences if you're ill or you're caring for someone who's ill. Based upon the COVID pandemic, there is additional emergency leave that's been afforded by Congress. And we need to make sure that our policy is up to date and incorporates that. The next policy is regarding attendance. Our attendance policy needs to be updated so that it's consistent with the truancy program that we have in place. So when we present this on second reading, it will reflect the substance of the truancy program and incorporate it by reference so that it makes sense, to everyone how that works. And then lastly is the student fees and charges. Leela has some concerns, our CFO Leela has some concerns regarding State Board of Account oversight relative to outstanding or uncollected fees and charges. So we need to develop a program to pursue delinquent student fees and charges so that we don't get audit findings by the State Board of Accounts going forward. So this is just some of the work that the policy committee members have been doing. And this is the next batch that you'll see for adoption at the next meeting. And there'll be some changes incorporated. So again, these are all the model versions provided by Neola. There are specific things, issues that are specific to the school city of East Chicago, they need to be incorporated. So we'll do that. We'll do that and you'll see that for the next meeting.
Thank you.
If there's any questions, I'll answer them. But
No questions. Can we please have a motion for approval?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve first reading on the policies.
Trustee Rodriguez makes a motion for approval.
Second.
Trustee Smith seconds the motion. Any questions? Round of roll call, please.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Yes.
Trustee Jones,
Yes.
Trustee Williams,
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Hernandez Orange.
Yes. Item number 7, approval of request for use of administration building parking lot. Superintendent Wright.
Yes, I'm requesting approval of a local church to use the ad building parking lot on July 25th and August 22nd to distribute bags of food to the community. They will not use any of the facilities. They will only use the parking lot, and both days are on a Saturday.
What is the pleasure of the board?
Madam President, move to approve.
Trustee
use of the
Rodriguez makes
parking
a Trustee Rodriguez makes a motion to approve the use of administration parking lot.
Second.
Trustee Jones seconds the motion. Any questions?
Just one, Madam President. Are they, whoever's using, going to have some sort of certificate of insurance for any liability purposes?
I can ask them for that, yes.
So I guess that's my concern along with Trustee Rodriguez. We just want to make sure, because it's on our property and we don't want anyone to say, well, I got this or I got that from the school city East Chicago. So,
And
But that-
got sick.
yeah. Any other questions, concerns? So would we see this insurance form prior to this actually happening? You'll just send it to us? Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
I
So
just have-
should,
Go ahead, Diane, or Ms. Smith.
I just wanted to ask, are they giving out food or is it drive-through or?
It's a drive-through, yes, a drive-through. The same as the mobile market, yes.
Trustee
Yeah.
Rodriguez, you had a question too?
yeah, my question is to Attorney Harris. Should this be a motion contingent upon showing proof of insurance?
it can be, yes.
Okay, Since I
It
made the
sounds like
motion.
that's what you want. Yeah, it sounds like that's what everyone wants.
Okay, so can I amend my motion or?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
All right, so, so my motion would be to approve contingent upon proof of insurance
Mhm.
or liability.
Okay.
And then I think Ms. Smith, Trustee Smith, you second that, if I'm not mistaken?
A second.
Oh,
Yes.
you did? Trustee Jones, okay.
Yeah.
So you're seconding the motion contingent to the insurance forms?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Any other questions, concerns? Round of roll call, please.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Yes,
Trustee Jones,
Yes.
Trustee Williams,
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Hernandez Orange.
Yes. Next, we will have the superintendent's remarks.
Yes, this message is from the Census 2020. Nicholas Elliott, who is the Census chairperson for East Chicago, is asking that we take 10 minutes to complete the census for each family. He says to be sure to include everyone in the household. The 2020 census informs how $675 billion of federal funding is allocated to communities like East Chicago each year. Currently, East Chicago is at a rate of 42%. So East Chicago has a response rate of 42%. July is the most important month to respond to the census because starting in August, they're going to start knocking on doors. And families can respond in one of three ways: online, phone, or paper. So please, we're asking that all families please complete the census report. Right now we have 62%. I believe the last census, we had a 60% rate. So we're asking for everyone to participate because it definitely affects the funding for our students.
Right now, we're at a 42%.
42%, yes.
Yes.
Right. Also, the Return to Learn plan will be released Monday, July 13th at 8 a.m. We're asking that all parents please take time to take a look at the Return to Learn. We're going to make sure that we put it in a format that is very easy for parents to just look at the bullet points. Registration starts Monday. So it's very important that the parents actually take a look at the Return to Learn plan before they register their kids. So we're asking, please participate in looking at the plan. And that is it.
Thank you. Next, do we have any trustee remarks? You know, I have one or a couple. First, again, I want to thank everyone who worked on the Return to Learn plan. I was told by a couple people, we're on a call for 4 hours. But
All right.
again, it was all for the greater good of our school district. So I thank everyone who took the time out to actually get that done. I also would like to thank those from the community who participated in the survey. So this is a joint effort from our teachers, our administrators, as well as community members. Sylvia Alvarez, as always, does an awesome job of trying to get community members to participate in what we have going on. So again, it was a joint effort and understanding of what people actually wanted for our students. Our maintenance is working extremely hard from what I'm hearing, taking out a lot of things from the schools to make it so we comply with what we have on our the Return to Learn plan. I've heard teachers say, I don't know where my bookshelf is at. So yeah, it's your stuff is there. It's just the big stuff is gone. So again, we have to take extreme precaution because our numbers are so high. And it's unfortunate that our students are going to have to go back in these measures, but learning has to happen and we have to protect our community. So this is where we're at. I also wanted to just make comment again in regards to the, how should I say, the public comment portion of our meetings. I know the community wants to be able to participate in what's going on at our meetings, and we encourage you to do so. We could do it online. First off, all these meetings are via live stream, and then I'm sharing right now the emails that you could actually send to. If you would like to send us a comment or whatever, I'm going to say it, and I'm also going to share it so we won't have anyone make the mistake of doing the wrong email. So it's rcass@ecps.org, and she is our board secretary, and that's Rhonda. And then you could also CC me, or you could email me, and my email's on the screen, which is bhernandezorange@ecps.org. Everything that's sent to her email or myself is always going to get shared amongst our board. So again, and maybe we need to put this on the website along with what we do for our agenda. Is that okay, Jewel? I think we
Yes,
should add
that's
it
a good
on
idea.
so that we won't have any issues with people wanting to be able to make their comments. We want to be able to hear them. So this is probably the best way we could do it.
You possibly could even like keep public comment on the agenda itself and put the email addresses there, like public comments available via email and then you won't ever forget to have it out there.
Perfect. Yeah,
Madam President,
yes, trustee.
can they send video? Like say, for example, just, send an email with a short clip or something like that, 10, 15-second clip?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not an issue. Anything else? Any other trustee remarks? Okay, next we'll go to the next date and time of the meeting. Ms. Wright, I know you said you wanted to, we don't have anything posted for the 2 meetings in July?
We didn't have any meetings posted for July or August. So right now we need another meeting in July. We have some more personnel that we need to get board approved.
Correct. So from my understanding, we always do the first Monday, third Wednesday,
Third Wednesday, and it would be
the 22nd.
That's
Correct.
fine. That's fine.
Am I correct in saying that, Rhonda?
It's the 15th, actually.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
So it would have to be the fourth Wednesday for this one because we won't have any information out. So it would have to be changed to the 22nd. So can you please make sure we have that? The next meeting will be on Wednesday, the 22nd via Zoom. Any questions regarding that? Okay. Can I have a motion for adjournment?
Madam President, make a motion to adjourn?
Trustee Rodriguez makes a motion for adjournment.
I second the motion.
Trustee Jones seconds the motion. Any questions? Round of roll call.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Yes.
Trustee Jones,
Yes.
Trustee Williams,
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Hernandez Orange.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much and have a great evening.